Good morning, sports fans, and welcome to another. We're always having fun around here. To another edition of the First Family of Las Vegas's daily free winner show, brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, Sports Memo. Now, guys, great show. It is Tuesday. We did take a day off yesterday. Had to bring my dad for a little. He had a little medical thing we had to bring him for, and he's got to go back again by the end of the week, but. We had a miss yesterday. As you guys know, I take care of my dad full time. He is a very capable person, but when it comes to medical things and health issues, I've got to be there for him. You guys know what that is. So sorry we missed yesterday, but having said that, we got a great show.
But we're back today.
We're back. Let me bring him on now. First of all, Tokyo Brandon is here. Pavlos Laguretos is on the show today. He had a little technical issue. His internet went down for a couple minutes and he disappeared in the waiting room, sent me a text message. He will be back on shortly. Don't fret. Now we did have Adam Trigger. Here's Pavlos. Pavlos is back. Hey Pavlos. Good morning.
Good morning.
We did have Adam Trigger, Eric Pauly, and Jay and Jeff Michaels all scheduled today. But apparently they all got drunk, went out, got arrested during the. No, I'm just kidding. Adam's traveling.
That's Joe.
Jeff is traveling a little bit too, and Eric had something he had to take care of that was more important than this show. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know what's more important than us.
What would be? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just busting shots. These guys are always so reliable. So when they need a day or they're traveling, they certainly get it. So let me do some individuals. Good evening. It's morning here in Vegas and through all of the U.S. and. But it is evening where both our panelists are. So good evening, Tokyo Brandon. How are you today?
Hey, what's up? It's actually 1 a.m. here. I'm the day ahead of you all, so I already know the scores of tomorrow's games, and I'll be giving out a free play during the show, and I do have a really nice offer for the World Baseball Classic, so I'll be giving that out too.
Well, Brandon, I want you to know it's almost like after seeing your numbers the last few years on Wager Talk, it's almost like you do see the games outcomes because you're one of the best, and I'm very excited about that. I want to say good evening to my good friend Pavlos, who weathered the storm. He had a little technical issue. He is back. Pavlos, how are you, buddy?
Doing great. Just so you know, I'm from a Wi-Fi connection because I'm just using 4G, 5G, whatever is available because the line in my house just randomly dropped. So I hope the connection is okay, and let's get this going.
Well, I'll tell you what, if anything, we could just keep a still picture of you because you're still better than a lot of the cappers at Sports Memo or Wager. I don't think anybody might. Listen, the most important thing, without that internet connection, could you still get on your adult websites when you're after the show?
I have a stash offline, so
I'm just kidding, guys. You know how I start every show. Good morning, honey.
Good morning, happy Tuesday.
Brandon beat me to the punch today. But by the way, Brandon's in the doghouse with the boss here, Joe D. He went out his way to say that Dionne looked very cute, and then I don't know, he started just disregarding me. So he's not 0 for 2. So if he loses audio, we'll just blame it on the internet. No, I'm kidding. He said how cute you are. You look adorable. I love this gangster look. I really do.
It's a little chilly out here in Vegas today. You know,
it's
with
the
all
snow
the rain
bunny look.
It
looks like a snow bunny.
She looks so cute, though. I love the different looks. You know, Brandon, still to this day, but for many years, about every month or 6 weeks, Dionne would change her hairstyle and her color for years. And it was like exciting. I wouldn't know. Sometimes she didn't know what she was going to do until she went to the salon. And she would come home. She's like, do you like it? I'm like, dude, this is like cheating without cheating. It's great. It really is. So 22 years. Good morning, honey.
We really don't even know what my hair color is anymore.
It is great. It is great. But you do look adorable today, guys. A couple of quickies.
Well, to be fair, Joe doesn't know his hair color anymore either.
That's 3. That's friggin' 3. By the way, Pavlos, I'm muting Brandon the rest of the show. No, I'm kidding. I'll tell you what, though. You know, if you met my ex, you wouldn't even have eyebrows. My hair just fell out.
That's true.
Back in those days, I look like one of the Allman Brothers back in the day, and literally When I met my ex, it just started falling out in clumps. Trust me. Oh my God!
I saw an old picture of you, Joe, where you're on like a Camaro
true.
or a Mustang or something.
What's that?
When you were young, I saw a picture.
Oh,
of
no, it's always a Cadillac, Tokyo Brand. I'm a Guido, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm a Guido. We drive Cadillacs.
Okay.
We wash our car every week.
Yeah.
We love our moms, our families, our church, our woman, and we're all about 4'11", but we're all good looking. So it's a trade-off.
You were a young stud.
I'm still a stud. I'm just not young anymore.
Exactly.
Having said that,
You're young at heart.
I love my Dionne. You know, we do a little bit of fluff during the beginning of the week. Dionne's in a good mood. We woke up and had, instead of having breakfast, we had dessert for a while this morning. So we were a little late, guys. We had good dessert, I'll tell you that. I might go back.
It wasn't really Pablo's internet.
It wasn't. It wasn't. So we do have fun, but I want to say we met with some of the Wager Talking Sports Memo guys. We hung out with even somebody I've been following. I don't think I've officially met Brad Powers, who's the sweetest guy. But we hung out with Marco. He had a Pittsburgh Steelers stuff on. You get that stuff half price these days. No, I'm kidding, Marco. We met with Teddy, my good friend Teddy. You know, people don't know that Teddy and I have been friends, gotta be more than 2 decades. Since his hair was black and mine was like this. That's how long I know Teddy. We hung out with Ralph and our good buddy Jeff Michaels. We hung out with Hakeem.
And
Mike. Oh, another guy I go back with over 20 years, maybe longer, Brian Leonard. Right, Brian Leonard?
Yep.
And it was a fun day. And Las Vegas Chris. He stopped by, wasn't feeling too good. Prayers for
But at least he made
Chris.
a stop.
Yeah, he made a stop by. Classy guy. Always just sweet. But we had a lot of fun. Jeff Michaels came in town. You know,
I went to a hockey game with Brian Leonard, and most people will be surprised to know that he is a heavy metal headbanger, and so am I. So we had a lot to talk about. So.
You know, he is a heavy metal headbanger.
Nice.
And he's
Yes, he is.
Those of you guys, Brian Leonard, and he's a pioneer of this industry. He's been around for many years. He's one of the most knowledgeable and best cappers and analysts in the business. But he's also one of the sweetest, a little more quiet. All right, you know, in this business, there are some guys that are a little more quiet, and Brian is a little more quiet, even in person. But you start talking about heavy metal music.
He's one.
As a matter of fact, we told him we're going to go see Tesla, even though that's not really his cup of tea, not as heavy as he likes. I said, if he wants to come with us, we're going to be seeing them in March. I said we had a lot of fun yesterday. Now tomorrow, I get to sit down with the brass guys, the big bosses. An old friend of mine, because I know him for many years from his work with other brands prior to coming over to Sports Memo, Rick Allen. And our fearless leader, Johnny Detroit. Hi, Johnny. We go to the same hair cutter. I am significantly better looking than Johnny. I am significantly better looking, but in his defense, I am Italian Sicilian. So having said that, I get to sit down with them, have a meal.
And he's Polish.
We're going to be talking about, they're going to be talking about what's going to happen. Plans for me and Sports Memo. I'm very excited because I love these guys. This is one big family. Having said all that, guys, the Golden Knights. Guys, you know, I'm always a hometown guy, but I'm an Islanders fan. Growing up in New York City, most of the Manhattan guys were Ranger fans. The first thing I ever saw, hockey game I ever saw, I saw Clark Gillies get off the bench to knock a guy out that bumped into Mike Botsy. And then I saw the following game, or the following week, I saw Billy Smith, who was a goalie, score a goal. Fell in love with the Islanders when I was like 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7, 8 years later, they won 4 in a row. Here's what I read about. The stars shine in Vegas. Now, guys, I'm always a hometown guys because I love Vegas. This is my home's greatest city in the world. The Golden Knights are a good team, but they're a fun team. They're not a money team. They're fun players and money players, and I will tell you this. I don't care how many games they win. When they play against some of the other top teams in the NHL, they crap the bed. They don't have the muscle. Nobody's afraid to come into Vegas or play Vegas. They get their asses put into the boards every day, and they get manhandled. So people just boom. Having said that, guys, and this is true, I know you guys think I'm funny. Wait for Brandon to make up for all the negative stuff he said about me. No, Joe, you're great. But no,
Never said anything.
I know you guys think I'm funny, but this is actually true. If you want to come to Vegas or go to any of the official Las Vegas Raiders merchandise stores located here in Southern Nevada, you can get a Derek Carr real Raiders jersey now for under $40. Swear to God, no BS. People are going to buy them. People are buying them because these are like several $100 jerseys that you get for $40.
Like $40.
I bought a half a dozen just so I could wash and wax my car with them. So
he's not going to be there much longer. Yeah.
Having said that, no BS. Speaking of the NFL, real quick, I know there's a little fluff today, but it's a very intimate bunch here. And let's face it, Pavlos and Tokyo Brendan are some more of the more charismatic guys that contribute to the panel show. So we always have a lot of fun. But the NFL, 18, and then there were 8. So very quickly, the lines that I saw as of this morning, Jacksonville at Kansas City on Saturday, the earlier game, 1:30 p.m., 4:30 Eastern. KC, 8.5, 52. A lot of points, guys. It's still a lot of points. The later game, 5:15 p.m. Pacific, 8:15 Eastern. The Giants at Philly, 7.5. That said, I expect that game to go up, but I'm going to tell you now, that hook is going to play a big part. A lot of points once again. The Sunday games, Cincinnati at Buffalo. The Bills, 5.50.5. I'm always going to tell you about money plays and fun plays. I said it before and I said it again. Guys, upstate New York is a great place, and they certainly are loyal. Going to games when it's minus 10 degrees and being loyal and cheering is big. But, guys, money players and fun players, Josh Allen is a fun player. He's not a winner. And I'm going to tell you right now, we'll take an act of God for me to not put out Cincinnati big time. They're a more complete team, less pressure on them, and I just am not sold on Justin. Still makes bad decisions. And then Dallas at San Francisco, 3.5, 46. I got to tell you, all right, they won a playoff game on the road. Wow! Broken clock is right twice a day. That might be the only favorite I look at this week. I don't care who's quarterbacking for San Francisco. Dak Prescott is going to get his knocked in the dirt. So having said all that,
What's a
well, there's a saying that would say he get your knocked in the dirt. So, having said that, guys, no more fluff. We got a couple of discounts Dionne wants to tell you about, including one for our very own Tokyo Brandon. Then we're going to get into free plays for the day in time enough for you to get out of here and take advantage of all those free plays. So, Dionne, take it away, my sweetheart.
Yeah, so we still do have that discount going on right now. That's going to be good until midnight on Sunday. You can get a college basketball, NBA, or NHL season for just $2.99. That is normally priced at $4.79, but until Sunday at midnight, you can get it for just $2.99. All you have to do is head on over to Sports Memo or Wager Talk, click on your favorite capper or cappers, and pick that up. There is no code needed at all for that. And also today is $2 Tuesday. That's right, your $2 Tuesday featured cappers. We have Eric Pauly, you Capper, and Matt Joseph over at Sports Memo for $2, or the best deal, you can get all 3 for just the low price of $5. And we also do have our good buddy Teddy Covers over at Wager Talk for $2. So make sure you head on over to both Sports Memo and Wager Talk and pick up those $2 Tuesday plays. And our good old friend Tokyo Brandon, he has an amazing deal going on right now for a limited time. You can get a 12-day World Baseball Classic all access from March 8th through the 20th for just $55. All you have to do is use code WBC55 upon checkout over at Wager Talk.
Now, guys, a few quick things. First, I want to start with the $2 Tuesday. You know, it used to be that every week, every one of us would get excited when Tuesday came because it would be Taco Tuesday. And you know, Taco Tuesday, I don't care where you live in the world, whether you like Mexican food or not, you've got to have tacos. And Tuesdays, because the Sports Memo and Wager Talk aren't just for tacos anymore. You get the best collection of cappers on the planet, putting up big game winners for $2 a piece. Or over at Sports Memo, they do 3 guys, a trifecta of $2 featured cappers. You get all 3 for $5. That's the real deal. And over at Wager Talk, which I got to tell you, to get anything from Teddy Covers, hell, man, anything from Teddy Covers for $2, it just, you can't beat that with a bat. This is amazing. Something else I want to tell you about, you know, numbers don't lie. And Tokyo Brandon led one of the best slate of cappers on the planet 2 years in a row in all sports profits at Wager Talk. And he is the best in this World Baseball Classic. I've never seen anybody better than him at the World Baseball Classic. I know it's a little early. You're going, well, it's only March. Well, let me tell you right now, though. This is for limited time. They're doing it for Brandon. I know it's March 8th to 20th, but for how much is it? $55. For $55, guys, you follow him through all 12 days. Now, Brandon, how many games do you normally give out? Well, average. I don't want to put you on the spot. How many plays do you think these people will be getting, these buyers, these lucky buyers?
Between 12 and 20 at minimum.
Okay, so let's call
$4.50 a play.
15 plays. You know, listen to me, man. You can't beat that with a bat, no pun intended. Guys, I know it's early to be talking March World, but this is an investment. You can't get an investment on Wall Street in any stock for a $55 that you're going to get a return within 2 months, like Tokyo Brand is going to bring you. So make sure you go over.
Is they can get on this early before the price goes up.
Yes.
So, I mean, to get 12 days for $55 is a deal. And to lock that price in early is even better, because down the road, that price is going to go up. So it's a better deal to lock it in.
And the numbers are a lot softer than Major League Baseball numbers because it's international baseball. Not a lot of people know about international baseball, but I've lived in Japan for 30 years, and I used to be a Major League Baseball scout for one of the major league teams here in Japan. So, I know international baseball pretty well. And last year and the year before, I did Olympics and World Baseball Classic, and pretty good results.
Great stuff from one of the best on the planet. Numbers don't lie. And speaking about locking things up, just in case you were wondering, Dionne met me, and 9 days later, she locked me up. I just want you to know that 9 days later. And in case you're wondering, I have 2 signs on my desk right here. And even though it's an open room, because then we got the hallway here and then former living room and the backyard, and we always talk about the backyard. No matter what, even though there are no front walls or doors, you got to knock before entering. And the second one, in case you were wondering, and this is on my desk, that says Joe the Boss D'Amico. So in case you're wondering who wears the pants around here, you're looking at him. Having said that, my good friend Tokyo Brandon, as we mentioned, 2021 and 2022's all profits, #1 capper at Wager Talk, one of the best websites in this business on the planet. He's going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side at Wager Talk. He's got another free play for you. And just in case, I'm going to keep bringing this up, this discount during his analysis. So to remind you to go after the show and follow him for this. Tokyo Brandon, take it away.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, 2 years in a row, #1 all sports profit capper at Wager Talk. I have a few $9 plays out right now in Asian hoops. One is Korean basketball and one is Japanese basketball. But the main thing I want you to go to not Sports Memo, to wagertalk.com and check my page out is the discount right there that you see below. For the World Baseball Classic. It's a good deal. It'll come out, if I put 12 plays out in 10 days, it'll come out to $4.50 per play, which is very cheap, but I tend to be high volume, and depending on the numbers I see, probably put out more like 20 to 25 plays in that 10-day period. So it's a good deal. So on to the free play for today. Kansas is traveling to Kansas State. Look, Kansas is a much better team. If you look at the numbers, they have a better field goal percentage. They have a much better defense, their steals, their rebounds. They do everything better than Kansas State. And despite this being a road game and an interstate rivalry, the better teams usually win anyways. And let's face it, how much of a home advantage is Kansas State? And there's probably like 6 people. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's going to be a loud arena, but you got the #2 team in the nation. They're just better at everything. And right now, I think the last time I saw it was a -2. So, forget the points and just take them on the money line. I think Kansas is going to win this straight up. They're the #2 team in the nation, and they do everything better than Kansas State. So I'm on Kansas on the money line for today's college basketball game.
Kansas Jayhawks by one of the best in the business, #1. The last 2 years, all sports profits at Wager Talk. Tokyo Brandon says take the Jayhawks on the money line -$1.30. Last I looked, I think they were -2. So
-2.
-130. That basket, the big basket in this in-state rivalry. Take it. Follow Tokyo Brandon to the bank. We'll show you this again before the end of the show, but Tokyo Brandon 12-day World Baseball Classic All Access, March 18th to 20th, $55. Use code WBC55 upon checkout after the show. Go follow Brendan. You're going to follow him to the bank. Speaking about banking, man, I love this Pablos Laguertos. He's always been a favorite of you and mine. Mm-hmm. From the first second he came on the First Family Show over a year ago. And he was nice enough to join in the show today. We had a couple of our regular panelists, of our Tuesday regulars, that couldn't make it today. And I put something up in our Slack channel, which is where we communicate behind the scenes. And within a minute or two, and that was like at 3 in the morning, Pablo said, "You count me in." So we appreciate Pablos, especially when you're as good as Pablos is, No, we appreciate you. But when you're as great as Pablos is, you don't have to do stuff like that. So that just goes to tell you, he's as great as a person as he is a soccer handicapper. And as a soccer handicapper, I've never seen anybody better. And it is a true pleasure to always share a panel with Pablos. And, we get as much or more questions and comments when Pavlos is on our show from the viewers out there than any other guest. You know, what's funny is it's not just Dionne and I that love Pavlos, it's all of you as well. And I know that you know how approachable he is, and he's always there to talk about anything. And sometimes to tell you, stay away from this game, I don't like it. But, you know, when it comes to soccer, I never seen anybody actually as good as anyone's sport as Pavlos Magretos. Pavlos is going to tell you what he's been doing. He's going to tell you what you can expect from him on the premium side of Sports Normal. He's got a free best bet. Pavlos, the floor is yours.
First of all, thanks for all the kind words. I'm super happy to be here. Always happy to jump in whenever you guys need someone to fill in. I'm always around. Now, last week I gave you guys a free play, Lyon, Strasbourg, both teams to score. I told you guys, Lyon at minus 160, minus 170. These odds do not exist in France. You should stay away. What did it happen? Lyon lost. They lost at home, 2-1. Both teams to score was a winner. Of course, a free play for the show. But I also, as you said, Joe, I put people away from betting on Lyon because it was a trap. Now, I do have a couple of 5% top bets loaded at the page. One goes live tonight, one goes live tomorrow. I used Wager Talks and Sports Memos tracker. They have a bet tracker where you can track your bets. I'm number one at Sports Memo in 5% bets this season in units won. And I do count the season from mid-July when the soccer season started. Plus 56.1 units, 70.6% winning percentage, 24-10 and 33% ROI. If you look at just my 5% side bets this season, they've been even better. 18-5, 78.3 winning percentage, plus 60 units. If you look at the 5% money line bets, just the money lines, not all the sides, 12-2, plus 51% units, 85% winning percentage. It's all coming down to this. I don't usually give a lot of 5% plays on the money line, but I found value in 2 plays this week. One goes live today, one goes live tomorrow. Of course, you can get a 3-day pass for a discount, and you'll get all of these plays and all the other plays that I have loaded. Now, for my free play, we have Copa del Rey, guys, in Spain. The round of 16 goes live tonight and tomorrow. I have a match for tonight, a match between Real Sociedad and Mallorca. 2 La Liga teams, they're classing at the rounds of 16. Real Sociedad will play host Mallorca, actually. Both teams will rotate the squads because this is a cup match. They got league matches all over at the weekend. So both teams are going to rotate, but there is a huge difference and a gap in quality between the 2 sides. Real Sociedad have a considerably better bench depth than Mallorca. And to put that into perspective, Real Sociedad are 3rd in the La Liga, while Mallorca are 10th in the La Liga. And Real Sociedad are really, really hard to beat at home traditionally and this season. This season they have 5 wins, 2 draws, and 2 losses. Those 2 losses came to Betis and Barcelona, who are just 2 of the 5 or 6 best teams in the La Liga. Mallorca are not. Now, Mallorca, they're mediocre at best on the road. They have 3 wins, 2 draws, and 4 losses, one of whom was a 1-0 loss to Real Sociedad. And they played also in this venue as well. Now, both teams have a tendency for low-scoring matches. Real Sociedad 14-3 to the under 3.5 goals overall, and 7-2 to the under at home. Mallorca 16-1 to the under 3.5 goals overall, and 8-1 to the under on the road. Each of the last 8 matches between the 2 sides, regardless of venue, had under 3.5 goals, with Real Sociedad winning 5 of 8 matches. So Real Sociedad have won 10 in a row against Mallorca when they are hosting, while each of their last 7 home wins came to nil. They didn't even concede a single goal. So here's what I'm doing here. I'm taking a same game parlay because the Real Sociedad money line alone is at minus 200. I don't really like that. The under 3.5 goals alone is at minus 650. However, if you go to a same game parlay and pick Real Sociedad money line and under 3.5 goals, you get a minus 118, which is more than acceptable, more than playable. So here is same game parlays, guys, are a way to just increase the odds on a same game. So again, the money line alone is at minus 200. The under 3.5 goals at minus 650. But if you parlay these 2 together, which is also backed by the stats, you get minus 118, which again is a really nice price. So in this match, I like Real Sociedad money line and under 3.5 goals at minus 118. Last thing I wanted to say is that most sportsbooks, they offer ready-made same game parlays. Now, there is one of the big sports books has already made same game parlay of this, which is at minus 150. If you go and create your own same game parlay, the price is at minus 120. So don't leave money on the table. Research what a same game parlay is. If you have any questions, just shoot me up on Twitter, Pauly_WT, and I'll answer any of your questions.
You gotta love Pavlos Laguertos. I know I do. I know Dionne does. He said a two-teamer, but do put it in your shelf. Real Sociedad, Mallorca, Real Sociedad money line and under 3.5 goals, minus 118, minus 120. So you might find it for. He is the best I've ever seen in soccer. After the show, he's got a couple of big games already posted, guys. After this show, go to Sportsman, go follow Pavlos all the way to the bank. I'm going to tell you right now, I've followed Pavlos now 15 times in the last year and change. I know nothing about soccer, and I am 15-0 now. You can't argue with success, let alone perfection. I'm going to tell you this: one of the best cappers on the planet, period. But certainly the best I've ever seen in soccer. You want to know something, guys? You don't have to know too much. And I know a lot of people out there do know a lot about soccer, but there are a lot of new people and a lot of people here in this country, in the U.S., that don't know a lot about these different leagues and whatnot. But that's okay. I want to tell you why. You don't have to know, guys, that how a chef prepares a meal for you to enjoy it. Having said that, I'll tell you how much I know about soccer. When Pavlo sent me this game, our guest sends us their games a little bit earlier. Dionne prepares the banners so I can put them in and make them go across the thing. I said, what the hell has he got here? I thought it was Soledad, the prison in California. That's how much I know about soccer. And yet I'm 15-0 with his plays. I want you to know, guys, I don't have to know anything. As long as I know where that driver is taking me, I don't have to know how he's going to get there. Pavlos will take you to the winner.
You just have to know who to follow.
He will take you to the cashier's window. I promise you that. Follow him. He's going to stick around. Brandon's going to stick around for a few minutes. So if you have any questions or comments, trust me, we're going to do a little fluff today because, hey, it's just us, guys. It's just us. The fun people made it today. That's all I'm saying. So I fire away. Now, I do want to talk about the First Lady of Las Vegas, guys. I love her. And she does look cute, Brandon. Today she does look cute, but she always looks cute.
Feeling a little gangster.
She's very gangster today. Yeah. I love her. God, I love her. But you know what? Very quietly, Dionne has become one of the best totals handicappers on the planet. Whether it be college football, pro football, college basketball, pro basketball, she is one of the best totals handicappers on the WNBA or even hockey. She kills them in totals. I'll tell you what, we have to go and get the exact stats on all your totals from all sports because I got to tell you, it seems like she hits over 80% every season in all her totals. Doesn't put as many totals aside.
I don't.
But I will tell you this. I know she has a college basketball total. And usually with the cappers promote themselves, her college basketball totals are 5-1 this season, 83.3%. It's amazing. It's because you know what's funny? And I take a lot of pride in this. Obviously, we're married. She has a few ways of looking at games that, we kind of meshed into the same person over the years in some angles, but I don't do many totals at all. And I'll do like a half a dozen totals an entire college basketball season. But I don't do many totals at all. So this is all Dionne, and I'm very proud of her.
Thank you.
She's doing great work. She's going to tell you what she's been doing over at Sports Memo. She's going to tell you what you can expect from her on the premium side of Sports Memo. She's got another free best bet. Dionne, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. I am right now atop the leaderboard the last 30 days in college basketball. And as Joey did mention, my totals in college basketball are hitting an amazing, 83% right now at 5-1 this season. And today we're going to go ahead and take it up a notch in college hoops with my NCAA basketball total of the week. And as we did mention, those are 5-1 this season. And it's posted right now over at Sports Memo for just $7. And for my free play today, in a very competitive SEC matchup, two teams face each other today that have had a rough start to the campaign. While both share the same overall record at 8-9, South Carolina is just 1-3 in conference, while Mississippi has yet to win a league game at 0-5. We all know this is technically a rebuilding year here for South Carolina under a new coach. Despite being a little Jekyll and Hyde, little tongue twister there, Jekyll and Hyde, the Gamecocks have shown some grit, especially to us sports bettors, covering 7 of the last 10 outings. Granted, they took 2 blowout losses at the hands of the Volunteers and the Aggies, but let's face it, guys, those two teams are very shrunk conference representatives for a combined SEC record of 8-1 thus far. The Rebels haven't won a game since before Christmas, guys. It was actually December 17th, their last victory. Plus, they've only covered one game since mid-December as well. They are both winless and have failed to cover as a true road team this season in 3 attempts. I know their defense is pretty good, but I just don't see that being good enough to compensate for a line here. And I also just don't see them being this much of a favorite. I'm sorry, but by the way, South Carolina has covered 5 of their last 6 following a double-digit loss at home. And one more item, guys, the underdog, they have covered 19 of the last 26 meetings in this series. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the Gamecocks here in this matchup.
First lady of Las Vegas, killing it in college basketball. Take South Carolina. And what'd you say? Heckle and jive?
Heckle and jive.
Heckle and jive. She may be dyslexic, but she's damn cute, and she's a phenomenal handicapper. Go over to Sportsman after the show. We'll follow Dionne. We still got these great discounts. Follow her all the way to the bank. She is a winner. Guys, I love her. You love her. Now, I've got one more panelist, and it's the sexiest one on the show today.
I already went.
See, Brandon, I'm the sexiest.
I already went.
I'm the sexiest. Anyway.
You're the second.
We do have a lot of fun here on the show, but bottom line is once again, guys, I talk about this regularly because it is true. I get to wake up with my soulmate, talk games with some of my favorite people on the planet, let alone in this business, Pavlos and Brandon, and come to you, and you guys put your heart on trust and take time out of your day to watch the show. And you've made it the most successful show on the Sports Medal TV brand. And I want you to know that we're very, very proud of that. And thank you, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. It is the longest daily show in the history of the brand.
It is.
It is the most successful show in the history of the brand. And we're very excited about everything. But guys, I get to do this, so I do have a good time. And it's, it's 8 o'clock at it's 8 o'clock when we do the show, AM Pacific Standard Time. So, it's the start of a day. I'm juiced up on 2 pots of coffee, but we really do enjoy this. So, forgive me for ranting and raving sometimes, but you know what? I'm having a good time, and I hope you are too. Speaking of good times, sports fans, once again, I am being very particular this college basketball season. You know what, guys? It's paid off. Paid off for you, and it's paid off for me. On Sunday, I picked everyone up a few bucks. I went 2-1 in college basketball. Also on Sunday, I released my first college basketball slam dunk play of the campaign. This is the God's truth, guys. Over the last 19 years that I am documented, my slam dunk plays over 19 seasons are 72%. Wow. They're my most popular play. I usually have 20, 30 of them a season, maybe more. So I just want you to know, 19 years, 17%. Jeez Louise. Oh, my goodness. They're already 1-0 this season. Today, I come back in with another big slam dunk winner in an SEC matchup between the Georgia Bulldogs and Kentucky Wildcats. And get on this proven winner. Win big and slam dunk your book, guys. Sorry, my notes are falling everywhere. What'd you do to my notes? Anyway, guys, I'm having a good time. My friends, having said all that, I posted again my notes, $2 Tuesday. So I like to keep the prices a little more affordable because everybody goes, well, I could get these 3 guys for $5 and it's more than worth it. But I don't want to put up something too expensive. So when you spend $5 on 3 good plays and $50 on another, so I put up for $7. Go over to Sportsman after the show. Follow me. My college basketball. I had 1 losing day this new year. 1 losing day in the new year in college basketball. Having said all that, sports fans, I'm going to go with my free play. Today takes place in the NBA as the Brooklyn Nets travel to the AT&T Center to face the San Antonio Spurs. My friends, it may be just mid-January, but teams are already trying to situate themselves for their best shot and best situations for the postseason. Make no mistake of it, Brooklyn is doing just that. This is a team that sits in second place in both the Atlantic Division and overall in the Eastern Conference, just 4.5 games back of division and conference best team, Boston Celtics. Overall, this team has played very well despite some key players missing significant time throughout the campaign due to injuries or whatever else. Having said all that, guys, they do come into this matchup dropping their last 2 games since losing Kevin Durant. Mind you, both of those games are at home. I say that because this team was on a pretty hot run prior to that, winning 14 of the last 15 outings straight up, which include 5 of the last 6 as a visitor. My friend San Antonio at 13-31, downright deplorable. It is ugly, guys. Gone are the days of the original big 3. You had the Admiral, you had Tim Duncan, you had Manu Ginobili. Then they had another big Tony Parker. I mean, they had so many great players through that span. Then they had another big, and I got to tell you, Gone are those days. They are gone. They're in the past. They're history. I'm telling you right now. Just want to let you know, this is a team that currently on a 5-game straight-up slide, losing their last 2 against the spread. Guys, let me tell you how bad things are for San Antonio. They haven't won back-to-back games since before Halloween. They're finding new and improved ways to lose, folks. Now, for a little bit of the beginning of this month, they were covering the number, but their last 2 outings, they were outscored by an average of 22 points per game. They got crushed at the beginning of this month on the road in Brooklyn, 139-103. That loss was their 6th in a row to the next straight-up, in which they only covered 1 of those 6 outings. Like I said, Brooklyn needs to get back on track. They need to prove that they can win without KD on the floor. And this is the perfect opponent to face to do just that. Get themselves a little bit of self-confidence without KD, guys. I doubt the Spurs can put up 20 points on the league's top 5 defense in both points allowed and field goal percentage. To quote the Beastie Boys, guys, no sleep till Brooklyn! God, I love that song. Guys, take the Nets here tonight. It is a winner, winner, winner. Winner chicken dinner. Let me get everybody back on here. We got a couple. What's up? Oh, wrong one. See this? See, I make a mistake too. We have a lot of people that's got some nice things to say. Pavlos, I guess you already answered this, gentleman, but for those people, 2-time lime. I like that. 2-time lime.
2-time lime.
Does you drink a lot of tequila and take 2 lime wedges? I need to know. I'm a nosy guy at heart. He says that's Real Sociedad. Real Sociedad. I want to tell, but I use Barcelona and Pavlos then went. Thank you, Pavlos. You're always so approachable. Said to 2-time lime TTL. Those odds are from Barcelona, actually. Couple more things. 2-time lime said it's a lock. We love you guys and everybody. Pavlos, you're so great. Normally my good buddy Jesse Schul chimes in and says something a little tongue in cheek for everybody.
He must be sleeping.
He must be sleeping. We love Jesse. He was going to actually. He said, Joe, if you need me, I'm here to fill in. Pavlos and Brandon already said, we'll do it. And we didn't want to overload you guys with Tuesday. And honestly, I didn't want to do too much work today. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to, I just figured, make it a little bit easier because we would do a little more fluff and get to some questions and comments. But we do appreciate all you guys. Look at that. 2-time lime said, absolutely. It is the tequila. 2-time lime just became one of my favorite viewers, buddy. Thank you.
And it's perfect because it's
Taco Tuesday,
$2
Tuesday.
So
Actually, was it last Tuesday? We went for fajitas.
We went for
fajitas.
But it was Wednesday.
But it was amazing. Oh my God, Juan's flaming. Having said all that, by the way, guys, I do want you to know, Brandon and Pavlos, you'll find this interesting. And we're gonna get some closing thoughts and comments before we run down today's free plays in a minute. But I was running some errands the other day, and I had my dad with me, and I was passing the grand opening of Shaquille O'Neal's Big Chicken.
Big Chicken.
It's a new location. I believe he has one someplace else.
I believe there's one in Henderson.
But it's 5 minutes away. And I said, let me go check this out. I'm not a fast food guy. I don't do fast food. For me, if I want a burger, I'll go to the Palm Restaurant or Fleming's or even this Great American when we met some of the guys. It's a little more fast foody, but phenomenal. I like a good burger. When I do pizza, with all respect to some of the fast foodie pizza chains, I go to an Italian joint that has good pizza. To me, pizza isn't fast food. I'm not a fast food guy. But I said, you know what? It's worth the shot. Went in, sweetest staff in the world. Oh, my God. We must have been greeted by 5 people. And then I even talked because I have an allergy, a certain food allergy. Not one, but 2 managers came out and said, you don't have to worry. Only one thing on our time, other thing. We'll make sure you're fine. And then they gave me a big cookie because they were so wonderful to me. They gave me now, let me tell you something. Even in Shaquille O'Neal's hands, this cookie was big. And the chicken was really good.
Food was
it was really good. So I wanted to tell you guys that today is kind of dismal in Vegas. We've gotten nice weather. We got a little bit of rain, and then it clears up. And even yesterday it was pouring. And then it became like 60 degrees and hot. But we got a little crappy day. And I think that Dionne and I are going to go run 2 errands, pick up some Chinese food from one of my favorite Chinese places, come home, put PJs on, and watch very bad movies.
It's going to be a lazy day.
It's going to be a lazy day. It's going to be a lazy day. So we like to do a little bit of fluff here on the show. Any more questions or comments, please get them in. I'll try to get them. We'll get them to Brandon and Pavlos. Having said that, let's get some closing thoughts and comments. Dionne, what do you want to close on for our audience? And then we're going to run down today's free plays, guys. Dionne?
Yeah, I mean, I look forward to being here with you guys every day in the morning, with all of the great guys that we have on our show. make my day unless I'm here with you guys. And I, appreciate everything that you guys do for us and, popping on with us and sharing your mornings with us. Cause I know that, these two guys this morning, it's nighttime there for them, and they still took the time out of their day to show up and be with us. And I really appreciate that. And I know that today is also $2 Tuesday, but for the low price that me and Joey have our games up for today for $7, go ahead and as you pick up those, plays right now, you can get all of our other plays, not just myself and Joey for $7, but Pavlos also has, 5% plays going off today. You want to hop on that because Pavlos is, the number one guy in soccer. And
by the way, he's also number one, I believe, several months on 5% plays or higher. Is that correct for Pavlos?
Yeah. Just 5% alone. But I think with 10%, I didn't really look with 10%. So I just wanted to pinpoint the 5% alone.
You gotta love Pavlos.
And then Tokyo Brandon, he's killing it. He's been the number one capper the last year, starting off this year, and he's got the last 2 years, and he's got this great deal going on for the World Baseball right now, where he can give you 12 days for just $55, and you want to hop on that early. And I'm going to keep repeating it because, that's a great deal. You hop on that early before the price goes up, and you're going to make double the money because you're saving extra money by getting it early.
Guys, I got to tell you, where can you get a champion capper, the number one guy back-to-back years for $4.58 a day, where he's going to probably put in the neighborhood, don't quote him, between 12 and 20 plays. Let's call it in between 16, maybe 16 plays. Guys, $4.58 a day. Guys, you can't get a lap dance at the Boulder Highway Strip Club. Girls got no teeth there for $4.58. I got to tell you, though, if you paid by the pound, you better bring your checkbook because some of those girls are pretty darn big. Boulder Highway's nice. Boulder Highway, it's a great place to visit. Just bring 2 guns in case one jams. That's all I'm saying. Boulder Highway is a stink hole. It's a stink hole. Let me tell you, if I drive past Boulder Highway, I stop off at the free clinic and they get a penicillin shot.
God.
I get a penicillin shot. It's icky there. Don't go there. It's disgusting. But what are you going to do? Park Avenue is only a few blocks away from Avenue A in Manhattan. And I'll tell you that. So having said that, let me get some closing thoughts and comments from Tokyo Brendan. And then we're going to run down today's free plays after we get from Pavlos as well. Tokyo Brendan, take it away.
Yeah, so a lot of the games I do are off the grid kind of sports like Japanese basketball, Chinese basketball, and I'm looking over the Chinese basketball lines that just came out on Pinnacle right now, and I'm going to be putting out a 5% play today in one of these games. I'm waiting for it to come out on FanDuel or DraftKings, so keep update with that, and I hope you guys have a lot of winners. I have Kansas on the money line visiting Kansas State. That's my free play today. Let's win some money. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Guys, we appreciate you very, very much. I want to go to the Greek god of soccer, Pavlos. We talk about Brandon quite a bit because he is one of the. We talk about you guys when you're not even here. We make some of our other panelists very jealous. That's fine. We play favorites. I believe in nepotism. Why not? I play favorites. I got no problem with that. Guys, I got to tell you something. Listen, if I owned the biggest company in the world and I made my son a vice president and he was horrible at the job, it's just cheaper for me to make him stay at home and give him a paycheck every week. But I do believe in nepotism. I got no problem. But guys, guys, you can get in because I like you, but you stay in on your own merit. That's the God's truth. Like my son, listen, I love my son. You remember when Joey said, my son is a Marine. He's a great kid, but he was about 14, 15, and he had very, very expensive tastes. Very expensive. Very expensive.
Is an
steak, lobster, even when it was 10, 11, 12, steak, lobster, you name it. Steak and eggs for breakfast every time. So, but it's very expensive taste. And I'm not talking, well, in any case, I took him over to Caesar's farm real quick. I got to tell you, before I go to Pavlos. He was about 14, 15, 16. He gave me a sales pitch, and he said, I took him to, what was the name of the place? Oh, my God. It was the one in New York. The greatest burger place in the world.
Peter Luger's?
But no. Oh, my God. I drew a blank. Give me we went downstairs next to
Yeah, I know. I don't remember the name of it.
Oh! Anyway, and he used to order the steak and the oysters and the steak and all the stuff. And anyway, we were going through Caesars and he saw a coat in a window. This is true. He was like 14, 15. Saw a coat in a window. He says, can I go in and try that on? I said, sure, Joe. I knew the place. I have a friend who is the owner of another major company in this business, one of the biggest well-known guys. And I went there to buy his Christmas presents 1 year, and it cost me for 2 shirts like $900, $800 and $900. Guy was a good friend of mine. We'll go back 30-something years. So I knew right away. So he put the coat on, he looked good in the coat. He's a good. He looks like me with hair, but he's taller. Good looking son of a gun, which doesn't help because he's got that cute smile on that face that I know how I get away with stuff. I almost said that's crap with her. So he put the coat on. He looked great in the coat. It was a gray fitted, like kind of trenchy, but went to like above his knee. And I just knew. I saw it when he turned around the price tag on the back. He put it down. He says, Dad, can we get this? Let's take a look at the price. It's like $4,200. And this is 15. It's got to be fit. Maybe
it's got to be probably 15 years.
12, 13, 14 years ago. He said, then what if I start doing what you do? I said, Joe, you're like 13. He says, yeah, but I mean, I can start. Then he gave me a sales pitch. Like he kept going down maybe I'll just do what I do. Maybe I'll help you out here. I said, Joe, you would have to work in my office every day. And you got to count the minutes like some kid in like some third world country making Nike sneakers. Are you out of your friggin' mind? Well, I got him the coat for Christmas anyway. He deserved it.
He's got good taste. I mean, he takes after his father. He's got good taste. He's got good taste. I mean, look, you picked me for a wife. You got good taste.
I actually didn't pick you. God knew. God knew I would probably be. Let me just say, my future was probably written out for me a different road. Having said that, I want to go to my good friend Pavlos Lagunetos. I always like to talk about my son. I love my son more than anything in the world. I've been very blessed. He is a United States Marine, and I got to tell you something you don't even know. Everybody that protects this country makes a sacrifice we can never, ever repay. So for those of you that get to walk and speak freely, it's because of those that protect this country. Let me tell you that. Even if you don't agree with them, remember, you still walk and speak freely. So having said that, my good friend Pablo Seguertes, I go to rant. I love my family. I love my friends. I love my doggies. Pie Guy was sitting on Dion's lap right now.
Well, you know why? Because she heard you say Pavlos, and she loves Pavlos.
She loves Pavlos.
She loves Pavlos. She loves your voice. And whenever she hears your name or anything about or your voice come on, she gets really excited and she tries to jump up into our lap.
And Pie Guy was already she's already, but she loves you, Pablo. She really does. I'm going to go to Pablo. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you remind me of a story. I'm just going to keep it really quick about me. I was in your son's spot. I saw this like designer shoes. I'm not into shoes. I'm not a really shoes guy. I have no sneakers. I have just one or maybe two pairs of shoes. Nothing flashy, nothing. But that one time, I saw this freaking pair of shoes. It was like $200, which is, for a Greek perspective, it's way too much to pay for shoes. So I bust my father's chops. I want the shoes. He bought me the shoes because he's a nice guy. But what did I do? I wore them once and never again. So moral of the story: don't let your kids bust your head. Sometimes you just have to let them, skulk a little bit. You don't really need to, grant their every wish. That being said, I have a couple of 5% loaded, one for today, one for tomorrow. You can buy them individually, or you can take a 3-day pass, which costs $59, which is considerably lower than buying this place individually alone. And you'll get some extra plays that I have in a couple of 2%, 3% that I have for today and tomorrow and the days after. So good luck today. We're going to speak tomorrow, and we're going to have another winner.
Pavlos, we love you. We're going to run down the free plays, but I got to say, so one of our new viewers said something a little negative about me rambling. Guys, I ramble.
I think he was just, he said it in a nice way, I think. Or maybe not.
I don't know about that.
No.
You guys remember the show? What was the show? Game of Thrones, where the little midget guy, Peter Dinklage, he says, that's what I do. I know things and I drink. So it's like me. I'm a great handicapper and I ramble. You got to put up with it. You know why? Because of my friggin' show. Having said that, guys, we're going to run down, guys. Listen, we love you guys. And even, I do ramble. That's all I got to say about that. But you know what?
I would say something of what I always go by, but it's probably not the nicest thing to say. So I'll just.
Okay. You know what? You're so loyal to me. I love her. Let's run down today's free plays. Dion's going to tell you about a couple of discounts in a minute. Then we're going to get on out of here in time enough for you to get all these free play winners in. So let's go to my good friend Tokyo Brendan. What do you got for everybody, buddy?
We are on Kansas at Kansas State. I'm taking them on the money line. Forget the points.
And once again, Tokyo Brandon has that discount Brandon's 12-day World Baseball Classic All Access, March 8th through the 20th, just $55. Use code WBC55 upon checkout, $4.58 a day to follow the best handicapper. All sports profit over at Wager Talk for 2 years. That's a bargain. And he said he's got money line Kansas minus $1.30. What do you got for everybody, Pavlos?
I just realized that the match starts in about 5 minutes. Or actually, no, 1 hour, 5 minutes. Okay, sorry, 1 hour, 5 minutes. It's a Copa del Rey match. Starts 1 p.m. Eastern. Real Sociedad versus Mallorca. We're going to take a same game parlay of Real Sociedad money line and under 3.5 goals at minus 118.
Gotta love Pavlos. Make sure after the show, get that bet in right away. But to Pavlos, you also have, I believe, did you say 2 big games for everybody?
Yes, I have two big 5% posted, one for today and one for tomorrow. You can get those individually or get a 3-day pass and get them for a discount.
Guys, get that pass. I'm going to tell you right now, dip your toe in the Pavlos water. You'll dive in after your 3, 7, or 30 days. Dionne, what'd you have for everybody, honey?
I'm going with South Carolina today plus the 6 points.
As Pavlos, I said Pavlos fell asleep. As Pygal fell asleep in your arms. God, I love her. First lady of Las Vegas, 5-1. With her college basketball totals, has a big college basketball total up tonight for you. And your sexy and savory host who rambles on way too much said, no sleep till Brooklyn. No sleep. That's the Beastie Boys. You guys got lucky. I was gonna do third base, Brooklyn Queens for you, but don't want to wrap Brooklyn. Dionne, tell us one more time about the discounts. We'll get on out of here.
Yeah, so we still have that discount going on until Sunday where you can get college basketball, NBA, or the NHL season for just $2.99. That's available over at Sports Memo and at Wager Talk, and there is no code needed at all for that one. It's regularly $4.79, but you can get it for just $2.99. And today is also $2 Tuesday. That's right. Your featured cappers over at Sports Memo are Eric Pauly, you Capper, and Matt Josephs. You can get them for $2 a piece, or best deal is get all 3 for the low price of just $5. And our good buddy over at Wager Talk, Teddy covers for just $2. So make sure you head on over to Sports Memo and Wager Talk and pick up those $2 Tuesday plays. And like we also did mention just a little bit ago, Brandon does have a special going on right now where you can get 12 days of the World Baseball Classic All Access from March 8th through the 20th for just $55. All you have to do is use code WBC55 upon checkout. And that is a discount that you are going to want to hop on before it does disappear.
Okay. We're out.
We are out.
By the way, our good buddy, one more thing, guys. Our good buddy, Richie Vegas, who tunes in to every show. Hey, Richie, how are you, buddy? You know, if you do live in Vegas, you got to hit me up. We got to go have a beer together, buddy. I really would like it. He said $2.99. He is all in. Who'd you buy? Was it Dionne, Pavlos, Brandon, or me? We need to know. We need to know. We love you, Richie. Thank you for tuning in, and thank you for your support, man. Whoever you follow on this show for the $2.99, you'll make a nice return on. Dionne, take us on out of here, honey.
Yeah, so make sure that you follow all of these amazing cappers that are on the First Family Show on Twitter, along with myself and Joe. And don't forget to tune into all of Sports Memo TV shows for some free winners and some great betting insights. And on behalf of Sports Memo, Wager Talk, Brandon, Pavlos, and us, and Pygal, this is the First Family of Vegas.
Everyone out there, good luck and have a winning day.